Hello everyone, welcome again to the class. I just wanted to make a short video tutorial on navigating the Blackboard website. So for some of you, I understand this might be the very first online class you are taking, so hopefully this tutorial will help guide you a little bit. So first of all, right now I'm on the student preview mode, so I'm looking at what you all would be looking at when you log into the website. So first of all, let's pay attention to what's on this side. So of course here, you have this link that automatically will take you to the home page. And so this here right now where we're at, this is the home page. I'll be posting more links soon as the weeks progress. So what we have here, and this is the exact same link that you see here, the course modules. So the course modules here, this is where you'll find all of the content for each of the weeks. So here I have, for example, module 1. In the coming days, I'm going to make available modules 2, 3, and 4. I just haven't posted them yet just because I have been making some adjustments to the content. And so those will be available very soon. And I'll go over what is in the content in just a little bit. Next, here's the announcements, right? So if you've ever seen any of the emails that I have sent out to you, they're posted, copies of them are posted here. I will be mostly using the Slack website though, but in the event that something happens with the Slack website or is something that I felt that needed to be communicated over email, I'll post it here. But for the most part, I will be using Slack to communicate any changes with you all. Okay. And here also, right, it should state your grades. So here I'll be logging in all of the information, all of your grades. I usually try to get it all done by the Sunday of the week of which assignments are due. The only exception, of course, is the paper assignments. Obviously, it's 40 students, so I will need some time to get those to you. So I try to get the paper assignments done at least within the coming days after I've given them out. So again, just be patient. The readings quizzes they'll automatically be posted since they're linked to the website itself. Okay, and these here are just links for if you need general help with the website. So it'll contain things like frequently asked questions and such. Okay, so I'm going back to the home page here. So let's see what you can expect from the course modules. Okay, so here I'm going to click on module 1, which is the basics, and I just kind of want to talk about everything that you should be acquainted with, right? So here, I have here listed all the objectives. So this is just kind of a summary of what you're going to be learning in very vague terms, right? Everything that you're going to be that I'm expecting you all to have a grasp of by the end of the week. Okay, and here again is just a reminder of everything here that you have due for the week. And I put this here because I understand that it's hard to keep up with so many deadlines, right? Especially since it's an online class and this isn't a physical class where I can constantly remind you of things that are due. So one of the recommendations that I do have is that if you have a smartphone or just some kind of calendar app on your computer that can give you those reminders, make sure that you put in those dates and those times as well, so that way you don't miss any assignment due dates, right? And, so everything is due by the end of the day. That's why I put 11:59 p.m. So I understood if I originally put midnight, and I know that may have confused some of you. Some of you probably thought that it was due, for example, I put 11:59 because if that would have been some of you might have thought wait, does this mean he thinks it's due on the Sunday before? Because technically midnight on Monday is early morning Monday, as in at nighttime. So in case some of you were wondering what that edit was about, but yes, this is due by the end of the day on that Monday, right? Because the first day of classes is on Monday, and so this is due at 11:59 p.m. Okay. What else do we have here? Again, so just if you get the general idea, right? A discussion board posts are always due Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay. And on Sunday, of course, your reading quizzes are always due by the end of the day. And the only thing I do ask for you to turn in by 5 o'clock are the paper assignments and the discussion board posts. The reason why I have that is because it just makes it more convenient for me, and I can make it I can make sure to post the grades in a more timely fashion. Okay, because if folks are turning in things a little too late, or if everyone's turning in all of these assignments, not by the deadline, it prolongates the process. Okay. Second here, right? So at the beginning of each module, I always make sure to post the paper assignments that are due by the end of the week. The reason being is that if I had this way at the bottom, my fear is that some of you might wait until the end of the week to actually start working on it or to understand what the assignment is about. So when you click on these links, it will allow you to download. It will automatically download the document here, right? So and it'll give you the details. And I also included a rubric. So on the one hand, you have the description of the assignment. Sorry, that's my antivirus stuff. And you also have a rubric, right? So how will this assignment be graded? Okay. So I just encourage you to read those very carefully. I'm trying to make this video short, so not to bore any of you too much. Okay. And so for almost every, what you'll see here is, right, so I have, for every section, right, there's a section that has resources for each of the different lessons. So all of these lessons, right, they have a different theme, right? So the first theme I have here is like, the welcome overview. The theme for this day is the introduction to women's studies. A different day, right, we have the introduction to gender and sexuality studies. And we have gender in the family. And the last theme for this week, right, the first week is historical approaches, right? So how do historians, use feminist praxis and analysis and women's history, right? So we have these different kind of themes. But as you saw, just kind of scrolling down, basically what I've done here, right, is put a summary, right? So here's, a link to all the readings, and also, what I expect to have by Monday on the first week, right? What you should ideally have done, okay? And here, right, I also include these links, right? What I call mini lectures, right? So, if this would have been a physical classroom, these are things I probably would have talked to you physically in class, and I try to keep these short, because I understand that, you're taking an online class, and I know some of you like online classes because it's more flexible with your schedule. So I try not to bore you too much by adding way too many things, right? So I'll try to keep these as bullet points, very short segments, right? Basically, and the idea is for them to kind of allow you to segue a little bit easier into the content, right? So I'm not just giving you these papers, here, read this, and then just give me your comments, right? So these are kind of meant to help guide you, right? So this is here, for example, it's an extension of the reading games article, right? And it's my own personal tips for you all to help you get through the readings. Okay, so again, another thing to keep in mind is that, so with each of these themed sections, right, I always include a study guide. And the reason why I do that is, to not necessarily throw you off guard, right? It's the idea is, to make sure you're paying attention, to hold you all accountable to doing the readings, so as you're doing the readings, make sure that you make note of these questions and, and have a preliminary answer, right? Because these things are going to come up on the readings quiz at the end of the week, right? And so again, I have everything here listed. Okay, and so another mini lecture here. And again, here's the kind of the questions, right? These study guide questions that will help you with the quiz, right? So the idea is that, you will probably have a separate notebook, whether physical or an electronic notebook, right, where you can keep these notes. I personally like to use OneNote, but I leave that up to you. But, again, I just encourage you that when you're doing these readings, keep these questions in mind because they will emerge in some way, shape, or form, okay? And just another thing I want to point out is that, so I always put these links, right? So some of these are also YouTube links. So for example, here you have this. If you open this in a separate window, it'll take you to the YouTube website, right? Where you can watch the film that I'm asking you to look at, right? And so if any of these links are broken, please let me know and I'll fix it as soon as possible. Let's see here. So so that's it. So again, in terms of the lesson plans, and again, as you see, each almost all of the assignments, right, that or the films will have some sort of study guide questions, right, for the quiz. Okay, and the last but not least, right, the readings quizzes, right. So the readings quiz, they're based on all of the assignments that we're due for all of the reading and video assignments that we're due for the week. Just keep in mind that you do have. I allow you. If I remember correctly, you're allowed to take this at least 2 more times after the first time. So if you get a bad score, you can definitely take it again. But and just keep in mind you don't have. There is no time limit for it. And yes, so just that you have it in limited time and you can retake it. And when you retake it, it automatically defaults to which is the best score. Okay, so I hope that was kind of a good introduction to the Blackboard website. I wish you all the best of luck. And again, as I always say, let me know. Please message me if you have any questions or concerns or any other issues. Thank you.